June 15th is a very important day with a key announcement that will be released. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in this video, so let's get right into it. Alright, now June 15th is going to be a very important day with a key announcement that will be released, and it is going to impact all of us in a pretty big way. So I do want to discuss the details of this key announcement, how it is going to impact us, and what this announcement actually means going forward. So we have a lot to talk about right here in this video, so let's get right into it. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video. I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue doing all the research each and every day, breaking it all down into these short videos, which I deliver a couple times throughout the day so that you can stay updated with what is really going on right now, what is being mentioned, what is being introduced, as well as all the changes that continue to come out right now, especially as it pertains to money, benefits, programs, reform, checks, stimulus, raises to benefits, and anything else that may be coming up right now that we can all take advantage of, or that may be being introduced in Congress, or what the president may be talking about. So thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below so you can stay tuned with everything going on and so you don't miss any updates going forward during this very, very busy time. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and talk about June 15th, the big announcement that we need to watch for. What does this mean, and how is this going to impact us going forward? All right, now here's the thing. This announcement is actually going to impact us in a couple different ways right now. So first off, let me quickly talk about this. I know we've mentioned this many times before in the videos, but I want to bring this up. Right now, we are dealing with virtually historic inflation. I mean, all of us are feeling it, right? When was the last time you went to the store? You probably paid a lot more for the same old things than you paid a week ago, a month ago, things like this. When was the last time you filled up with gas? Hopefully not recently, because seriously, gas prices are through the roof right now, officially over $5 per gallon. However, we may be getting a little bit of a reprieve on some of this going forward as a result of this announcement on the 15th of June, as well as this is just one more piece of the puzzle where we have many pieces of the puzzle out there right now. And I think a lot of us in this community are wondering, is Congress going to approve any type of checks, any type of stimulus, any type of relief payments, vouchers, prepaid cards, or anything like that going forward? Well, this announcement as well is another piece of that very big and important puzzle that we're trying to still assemble here and figure out what are they going to do going forward. So we got a lot of the pieces. However, this is one of the major pieces of the puzzle. So on June 15th, the Federal Reserve is going to be wrapping up their two-day FOMC meeting. FOMC, by the way, stands for Free Open Market Committee. So it's basically a committee of all these economists that get together, and they decide what they're going to do with interest rates going forward. Well, it's already been anticipated that as they wrap up their two-day meeting on June 15th, the chairman of the Federal Reserve will be coming out with this announcement discussing what are they going to do. Well, we can probably already anticipate as of right now, they're going to be raising interest rates by anywhere between 0.5 percentage point or 50 basis points, possibly even up to 0.75% or 75 basis points. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I don't really care. What does this mean for me? It actually means a lot of different things. So let me break this down further, because this actually is a pretty big deal. Even if you don't have any interest in this stuff, it still matters because this does impact all of us directly. So let me talk through this a little bit more clearly here. So first off, anytime that we have any types of, loans of any kind, if you have an adjustable rate mortgage, if you have an auto loan, if you have a personal loan, if you have any kind of like a home equity line of credit, if you have any types of loans that may have any type of adjustable rate on them, this is going to impact this. It's going to raise interest rates. Not a good thing, right? Because that just means that we are paying more now to the banks and the institutions when it comes to interest rates. Even credit cards. Anytime that if you have a credit card and a balance that you have on it right now, which a lot of people do based on the reports that we've been seeing coming out lately, this just means that the interest rates on these types of products are also going to be going up. So interest rates on credit cards, yes, those will be going up as well. Now, all of these interest rates are also pegged to mortgage rates. So if you're in the market for shopping for a home right now, if you're trying to refinance, things like this, this is going to impact interest rates on mortgages as well. So this virtually impacts essentially all interest rates. And if you happen to be somebody who maybe has a little bit of money set aside in a savings account, well, it's going to impact that as well. The savings rate on your savings account might go from 0.25% maybe up to, a third of a percent, something like this. So you may be getting a little bit more interest on a savings account. So I guess that's one of the positives behind this is you might be getting a little bit more on your savings if you happen to be one of the rare people out there who actually does have a little bit of extra money right now set aside in some type of savings account, a money market account, something like this. Generally CDs are locked, but something like that if you're looking to get into a CD. But we can talk about all that in a separate video. But I'm just simply saying, this is going to be a pretty big announcement. Now, what else about this is also key is that the whole idea behind raising interest rates is to lower the appetite for borrowing money. So the whole idea behind this is to make it less appetizing for people, as in us, the consumer, to go out and get auto loans, personal loans, to float balances on credit cards, to refinance mortgages, for businesses to get out credit lines, to take out loans, things like this, to make it less appetizing for people to get access to cash, meaning if we have less access to cash, that means we're spending less money. If we're spending less money, that means less inflation in the economy. Kind of make sense? Well, that's basically what happens. So the whole idea behind raising interest rates is to make sure that we're not spending more money. They basically want us to stop spending money right now. I mean, not completely stop money. They want us to slow down our spending because basically all the spending that's going on right now is driving more inflation. So they're trying to get us to stop spending quite as much money. Now, here's the thing. I know that a lot of people here in this community are just barely trying to scrape by right now, and there's not a whole lot of excess money out there right now to be spent. And that's virtually the case between a lot of people. But what's happening is there's a few select people out there, as in some people that are doing pretty well right now. Again, it's a very small percentage of our population, but some people are doing pretty well. Therefore, going out and spending a lot of money on discretionaries, things like that. Businesses, for the most part, are doing, relatively well right now as well. So they're trying to slow down all of this spending, which is also causing, increased prices on virtually everything. So the whole moral of the story behind this is they're trying to slow down inflation. At the same time, we're basically locking in a guarantee that we're going to see a recession and a massive stock market crash. So that's basically what's happening here, is along with them raising interest rates, it's kind of like this kind of twofold effect, right? Yes, they're raising interest rates, which will ultimately slow the economy and ultimately slow inflation at some point. We're not seeing it yet, so they need to kind of crank up the dial a little faster here because what they've been doing so far is clearly not working based on the most recent inflation data that was just released a few days ago. But the whole idea behind this is raising interest rates, but when they do this, they also slow the economy and they virtually lock in almost a guaranteed market crash. So, kind of like pick what you want here. Do you want high interest rates and do you want high inflation, or do you want a slowed down economy, higher interest rates, and possibly, less inflation and a stock market crash? Well, ultimately, things will come back at some point, but, we kind of got to go through this. But this is kind of what they're locking in at this point. So it's something that we need to certainly be aware of going forward. But anyway, the whole idea behind this is to ultimately lower inflation and to bring back down some of these prices that are just out of this world right now. I mean, seriously, I don't know if I've ever said that in one of the videos here, but seriously, these prices that we're paying on virtually everything right now are unbelievable. If you've been to the stores anytime lately, even gas prices, things like this. Which, quick side note, by the way, some of these big box stores out there right now, Walmart's, Target's, places like this, apparently have tons of extra inventory right now because apparently they were buying all kinds of extra products during the last couple of years here. And apparently it's just not selling right now, and they have a ton of extra inventory. So it sounds like prices are coming down pretty big on some select items out there. So if you're in the market for, something specific, you might want to check some of these stores out because according to what I've been reading about this, it sounds like they are slashing the prices in a pretty big way on some select items. Not everything. Just be aware of that. Just because they have a sale on one item doesn't mean that the next item next to it on the shelf is also going to be on sale. So just kind of be aware of that, but it looks like they're trying to really unload some of their inventory right now. So if you're looking for a good deal on something, or you're looking just to pick some stuff up at maybe a less inflated price, you might want to just kind of look around a little bit right now. So anyway, this meeting will be happening, or will be wrapping up, I should say, on the 15th of June. We'll be getting that announcement out of the chairman of the Federal Reserve. They're going to tell us what's going to go on with interest rates, and I can pretty much guarantee you this. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets, and maybe, just maybe, this will be what we need right now to bring this inflation down a little bit, to get a little bit better grip on what is actually going on right now. But As of right now, this is the meeting, this is the announcement, and it's all going to impact us because, number one, it's going to raise interest rates on virtually any types of loans that we may have. Again, even credit cards, personal loans, lines of credit, adjustable rate mortgages, auto loans, anything like this. Home equity lines of credit, anything like this that has an adjustable rate will be impacted by this. At the same time, it's also going to help lower inflation at some point. Right? Anyway, some pretty big stuff. As I get more details on this when the day comes around, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it all down. But I hope this helps you out and better understands what is actually going on right now. And another piece of the puzzle that's a very important puzzle that we're still trying to assemble right now to see what is their plan of attack here going forward. Are they actually going to do something here, or are they just going to let us kind of struggle through this? I don't know. At this point, it seems like their strategy is to let the American people struggle, and who knows? But we'll have to see what actually happens here going forward. Either way, I'll continue watching it. As I get more details, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it all down. So if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. We need to talk about very important topics like this because it's all intertwined into what is really going on right now and how it may lead to additional money, benefits, programs, checks, stimulus, anything else like this going forward. So thanks again for watching. Enjoy your day. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you.